if you're the person for the job.
But when I say winning, I've actually been awarded the contract. The federal government sent me an email and say, congratulations, your company has been awarded such and such contract.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by winning.
Okay.
Yeah, not just submitting a proposal. I do understand when you lose, you learn, but I don't take pleasure in being second place. Mm. If I ain't winning, cool, I'm going to go at it again. Gotcha. If I ain't win this one, I'm going at it again. Mm. And that's what I mean by I'm winning a federal government contract.
Okay. Are you looking to buy or sell your home, but not quite sure if now is the right time? Well, contact Morgan & Co. and allow them to help you make that decision. Morgan & Co. is a leading, top producing company in Central Virginia. Contact Morgan & Co. today at 804-874-6806 or anytime, day or night, at www.morganandcorealty.com. Now back to the episode. Welcome to Success Leaves Clues podcast, where I find regular people doing phenomenal and outstanding things in corporate America and entrepreneurship. Of course, I'm your host, Dr. K. I have with me today, Jay White.
Yeah, Jay White, first name, last name, man. Appreciate you for having me, brother.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir, 100%, man.
And so it's all about the federal code.
Yeah, 100%, man. So getting the government contracts and subcontracting them right up. We want to see the work, we want to touch the work, we want to see what the work is even being done at. And a lot of people don't understand what that looks like. So that's my message, man.
All right, so that was a whole lot. Back up on me, just back it up a little bit. So what do you mean you don't see the work? What is the work that you don't see?
So it's federal government contracts, right? So the government is asking for a product or service to be delivered by us, a total small business. Okay. I just don't want to actually do the work. If you had a company, I want to give you the work. You can do it, but it goes through my company, so I'm the middle person.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you get the contract for my business, and it doesn't really matter what the work is? Or
no, we're talking about, I don't determine it. I go for everything service-based. So service-based contracts leads to residual income. Do something one time, month after month after month, right? Okay. So we're talking about lawn care, janitorial services, digital content, construction, wig making, IT services, security. If the federal government, if you need it on the outside of the federal government, they need it in the inside of the federal government too.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And federal government is what?
So the federal government is the government. They rule the world, right? So it's three different levels. It's the federal, it's the state, and it's the local. So they all have different government contracts, but I only did on the federal level because that's where all the money comes from anyway. From the federal down to the state, down to the local.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And in the federal government, would that be like a particular agency?
Good question. Man, you good at this. I like this. You good at this. All right. So it's 52 agencies, 52 departments. So we're talking about now the Department of Defense, Veteran Affairs, Department of Agriculture. Those are examples of departments that make up the federal government.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
And then how do I find those agencies? Or
so you don't find the agencies, you find the solicitations that the agencies put out. So you have to go to sam.gov, sam.gov, and that's where you will find 96,000 contract opportunities. That's why there's no competition. That's why I can screen this from the mountaintop and tell anybody that's willing to listen that you can do this too, and you can sub out the work to somebody that actually wants to do it, because it's 96,000, roughly about 96,000 contract opportunities, not a month, every single day.
96,000.
100%.
A day.
100%. 100%.
All right. So
I see the wheel. I see the wheels turning right now.
The wheels are turning.
I see it.
How did you even get into this? Who was your coach or mentor? Because, or did you just find it on your own?
I ain't had one, man. I wish I would have had a Jay White first name. I wish I would have had me back in 2008. But my homeboy got me into it, man. So I was working at the gas station, and I was cool with that. Most people when they're working somewhere that's less than, they not cool with it and they feel like they got an elevator. I just wanted to be the best gas station attendant out there. So I was cool with just working right there. But my homeboy had bigger dreams, bigger aspirations. And he's the one that came up and said, yo, we geared to get a government, well, he was geared to get a government contract, but doing trucking. And I was like, what's a government contract? Just like you just asked me. I said, hey, bro, what you talking about? He said, hit me when you get off work. I hit him when I got off. He was locked up. So then I went down the rabbit hole to learn by myself. I ain't had nobody teach me.
But he sparked the idea.
100%. He planted the seed. And if it wasn't for him, Yeah, I probably wouldn't be here right now talking about government contract. I might still be at the gas station.
Yeah.
I might own it, but I still be there.
Yeah. But I think that's a key point that you made, because you was the best gas station attendant that you could be.
What?
And so a lot of people miss that, and they look at, okay, well, I'm at McDonald's or I'm at, such and such.
Yeah.
But those places got a corporation too. And those places have something you can aspire to be within that organization as well. But you had excellence way before.
Yeah. I didn't even know I had that, but I know I'm competitive. Yeah. And I know back then it was like, all right, if I am the best gas station attendant, I'm going to start small. I'm going to get the most hours. I'm going to get the better benefits. So I'm thinking like that, right? Okay, cool. Once I get the most hours and the better benefits, now I can get a better car. Yeah. Now I can look like I want. I can dress like I want to dress. I can move out my mama's house. Like, those are the things that keep me going. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to be the best. Yeah. And ain't nothing going to stop me. And I took it from there, but, it fell in my lap. Entrepreneurship legit just fell in my lap. I wasn't looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, was not looking for
it. So he told you about trucking, and you had to learn CDL? I mean, what would you have to do?
Man, I had to learn how to, I didn't know what an LLC was.
Okay.
So I had to figure out how to get an LLC, what that looks like. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about SAM.gov. Because I went to YouTube University. You know how crazy YouTube was back in 2008? It was nuts. You couldn't really put stuff together. Mm-hmm. So I had to piece it together. And it took me 3 years to win my first contract, because I ain't had no guidance. I had no mentor, and I couldn't figure it out. So it took me 3 years to finally figure it out. And then I knocked it down. Okay.
So you say win your first contract.
Yeah.
Took 3 years.
Yes, sir.
Before you're even doing any work.
I still don't do the work. Not before. Okay. I still don't do it.
You still okay?
So I'm getting the government contracts from the federal government. Mm-hmm. Boom, my company is awarded the contract. Okay. But then I'm subbing out the actual work of the contract to a company that's already ready to do it. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't care where it's at: California, Richmond, Virginia, Houston, Texas, Baltimore, Maryland. I don't care where it's at. It's a company in that city, in that state, that's ready to do the work. They just don't have the work. Mm-hmm. I got the work. Here you go.
All right.
Yeah.
and so what requirements do you look for that company to have before you're willing to partner with them or work?
Whatever the government is asking me for. I'm the best echo. So if the government is saying, hey, to do this lawn care company solicitation, because they're called solicitations first. Okay. To do this lawn care solicitation, you need to have, you have to be available 3 times a week. You got to have a fleet of lawnmowers. Yeah. You got to have 5 employees. Okay, cool. If those are the requirements, guess what I'm doing? I'm getting on the phone. I'm saying, hey, you got 5 employees. You got 18 lawnmowers, because that's what the government is asking for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm asking that of my subcontractor. Okay. Yes, sir.
And then how do you make sure that they're going to do the work that you're paying them to do?
How do you make sure that anybody's anybody, right? Mm-hmm. I go by my gut feeling. I was the dude that used to put on a resume that I did all this stuff. Yeah. Got the interview, right? Yeah. Because my resume looked good. Okay. They interviewed me. I got a hell of a personality. I'm good. I'm going to get the job. Yeah. But then guess what happened when I get the job?
You got to perform.
I got to work, yo. Yeah. And if I'm jacking up, I'm going to get fired. Okay. So it's the same thing. They can talk and their website can look amazing. Mm-hmm. But I tell people, and I tell my students, you got to go off a gut feeling when you're vetting these companies that say they can do all the stuff they can do, especially when you don't live in the same state. Yeah. And if they can't do the job, it's cool. You get them out of there and get somebody else in there. Like, don't even trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what does it look like for your students? You're teaching people how to do what you do.
I am. And that's a whole nother level to where I ever thought I could be, because I never thought I would be a mentor, a teacher, an inspirer. Not me, not coming where I come from, right? Yeah. But my students that are learning, that understanding what it means to go through the process, and I've condensed their time frames, right? So it took me 3 years to win my first contract. They went in contracts in 2 weeks. They went in contracts in 2 months, 4 months, $1 million contracts they first time submitting. It's crazy. And I'm just excited to see that process. And more importantly, they're actually digesting the information I'm giving to them, and they execute. Yeah, it's a different
thing. So who's
the
ideal candidate for being your student and going on to be a government contractor?
2008 Jason White. A dude, a woman, a husband and wife couple that got their back against the wall or just want to get extra income. Everybody can do this type business. Yeah. You don't need credit. You don't need a network. You don't have to be in business for a long time. You just got to say, all right, I know the federal government has money, which everybody knows that. Yeah. But I need to know how to infiltrate that system. And if you one of those people and you listening, come on with it. I got you. Yeah. Because you can't, you have to have good communication skills. Mm-hmm. And if you got good communication skills and you can be consistent, I guess that's what I'm looking for. And that's everybody damn near.
All right. What was happening in the 3 years between the Jay White you're talking about at the gas station and winning this first government contract? Because it sounded to me like it was 3 years of unemployment, but I know there had to be something.
So you ever heard of Labor Ready?
Yeah.
Your boy was at Labor Ready.
Okay.
Right? Going to the job and working all day and then getting a $40 check. Because I just like, yo, it's something about this government contract thing. I just got to stick with it. But I had self-doubt, self-pity, woe is me moments, stuff like, I don't think I can do this, listening to people that was telling me I can't do it. Yeah. And then it's actually seeping into my head. So I tell people, it took me 3 years to work in that first contract, but them two, I had that second year, it was all self-doubt and, all right, this ain't for me, I can't do it. Mm-hmm. So I had a lot of that going on, mental battles that I overcame, especially going into that third year with me winning that first contract.
Yeah. How do you overcome those mental battles?
It was tough, man. I really don't have an answer for you. I really don't. Like, I just would always understand that it has to be something better than this. I was always content working at the gas station. Mm-hmm. But once I got open to the world of entrepreneurship and trying to work for myself and doing business for myself, now that's kind of into my system. Now it's in my head. I'm like, all right, I like the gas station, I do, but it got to be something bigger than this. Yeah. And now I'm working towards it. I got to stick with it. So it was one of those things. Plus, my homeboy mama, she fine. She bad old lady. Anyway, she the one that actually, she came back up to the gas station and gave me some encouraging words. And that got kind of put the rest of the fuel to my tank to keep me going, get me to my first
awesome. One. Yeah, somebody in your corner to.
Yeah, and I didn't even know it. And the crazy thing is, it was only like a 5-minute conversation. Mm-hmm. She pulled back up to the gas station, gave me some words, pulled off. I ain't even see her no more. And that was all I needed. I'm always a self-starter type of dude. Yeah. But she pulled me out of those woe is me moments. And then she didn't even know it.
Man, that's awesome.
Yep.
So then you get into the contracting. And what does a government contract look like? Are we talking, you said one of your students like $1 million contract.
Man, that was their first one too. That's the first one they submitted. Wow. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
I said they doing stuff I've never done. My first contract I won was $125 to me. And they popping out the window with $1 million contracts. That's crazy. But it's simple. So let's just take lawn care for instance, right?
Yeah.
So the lawn care services, the grass has to be cut on a monthly basis. Mm-hmm. So that means that the government is going to pay my company every single month. But out of that, then I have to pay my subcontractor whatever they asking me for every single month. And the beat rolls on.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And how do you determine what you're going to pay, you're saying the subcontractor?
Yeah. So when I'm looking for these contracts, I have to get a quote from you. Let's just say it's your lawn care company. Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't cut grass. I don't know. That's not my job, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know how much it costs you to cut 3.2 acres of grass. I don't know that. Yeah. So I got to ask you for a quote from that. Mm-hmm. I get a quote from you, I put my money on top of your quote, and I send it to the federal government in a proposal. Okay. And then I just do it again. Wash, rinse, repeat. I just keep going. All
right, so you're kind of like making the money on the spread.
I got to.
So you can all right.
I got to. Most people think about government contracting or the federal government as a whole, right?
Yeah.
As a blank check. Because it's the federal government. Especially the people that's worked for the government or been in the military or been associated with something government, right? They think of it as a blank check. Okay, cool, no problem. But now the mindset has to be, I don't want to get rich off of one contract. I want residual income. That's why I have over 42 contracts paying me from the federal government for work that I'm not doing. Yeah. Now, I'm saying work that I'm not doing, but I'm doing admin work, right? I'm responding to the federal government. I'm doing scheduling. I'm doing invoicing. So I am doing back-end work, but I'm not doing that physical work.
Yeah, not the hard
I'm chilling here with you.
Yeah.
Doing my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're making money on the spread. You find the contract, and you're saying you're finding it through whatever websites and stuff. And then you partner that with
the end person.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, you got it so far.
Now, what are the issues? Because that sounds pretty common sense, right?
Yeah, super.
Yeah,
super common sense. The issues are common sense too. You already named one of them. What if they can't do what they say they can do? What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
What if they come to you and ask for more money? Where you get the money from?
Yeah.
What if they want you to, remember I told you don't have to have good credit, a network, all that, but what if they want you to put down a credit application? Mm-hmm. How do you handle that? Yeah. Right? What if the government just says, hey, we no longer want your services anymore? Mm-hmm. Me. So now I got to tell you, the subcontractor, hey, don't come. How do you handle that? It's challenges, right?
Right.
But that's why I told you in the beginning, if you can communicate effectively, those challenges are nothing more than you being nervous to tell somebody what it is.
Got it.
Yeah, if you can tell people what it is, then cool. Especially like single moms that got my course and got my program and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I say, hey, when little Johnny don't wash the dishes or he making bad grades in school, you don't think about it. You just go talk to him and tell him what it is. It's the same. Hey, tell his company what it is and move on. Okay. And sometimes there's only one way to say certain things.
Yeah, you're right. You gotta be direct.
That's it.
Straight up. Okay.
That's it.
All right. So the person that's coming in and they're the 2008 Jay White, and you mentioned something that caught me, and that's why I'm asking this is credit. Okay. So what if they don't have the credit or a large income because they got to handle payroll or something like this? Yeah. What would you say to that person?
You could do it.
You could do it.
I did it. So here's the thing. Back in 2008, my credit was terrible. Mm-hmm. I was living check to check. Like I said, I'm at the gas station. I think back then I was probably making like $11.75 an hour. Yeah. In 2008, part-time. Mm. So, all right, cool. I won my first federal government contract. I don't prepay my subcontractors to do the work. After the work is being done, they invoice me. I invoice the government. Mm. The government paid me. Now, guess what I'm doing?
Okay.
You feel me? Yeah. So the government just paid for everything. All I did was do the same thing they doing for me. If they're asking me, I have to wait to get paid on the net 30. Then I'm sending my subcontractor the same agreement that I'm going to pay you on a net 32. That way I don't have to worry about net 30 is once you invoice, let's say you're my subcontractor and you invoice me, I have 30 days to pay that invoice, a net 30. Okay. So when I invoice the federal government has 30 days to pay me. Yeah. Whatever they require from me, I'm requiring from them. Same thing.
So you just bought yourself some time.
That's it. Because I ain't had the money. Yeah. I ain't even want to stress out about, oh man, how I'm going to pay these people. I already knew what I was going to do. Yeah. If they telling me I got to wait, hey, you got to That's what I'm telling you. Like, it's common sense and communication. Yeah. Most people, when they talk about government contracting, I don't even care what level now. They always make it more difficult. They always make it like it's 1,000 levels to this. And it's not. It's 2 levels. Communicate and be consistent. If you can do that and read. If you can communicate, be consistent and read, you're good to go.
All right.
You're good to go.
Yeah. So it sounds like, you get into trouble with your bills. What I'm going to tell Dominion Energy, I can't pay the light bill. You got to wait till I get my check. I mean, sometimes you got to wait.
And if they say, all right, well, we finna cut your lights off. Okay, well, I still ain't got the money. Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? I still ain't got the money, so you got to wait your turn. Same thing.
All right. Would you say your most successful student is?
Oh man,
I mean they're all successful, but you got one to stand on your mind.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Linda Edwards, beast. Took her under my wing. She reached out to me, asked me a whole bunch of damn questions. Like she interviewed me. Like I'm like, yo, all right, but I want the smoke. I tell you all, I want the smoke. If you really want to get to know who you learning from, ask them a bunch of damn questions. And if they can't answer or if they freezing up and folding, then all right, they ain't say who they are, right? They're really not doing what they say they're doing. But yeah, she the most successful to this point. I think she got like 8 or 9 contracts within a short period of time. I think less than a year, and she's still climbing and going.
Yeah. And what made her a great student was, like you said, from the very beginning, she was a go-getter. She was dedicated to basically her own success. So you can have a course, right? Yeah. And I know you're offering the course to people, but they got to do their part. You can't win it for them.
I ain't trying to win it for them.
Yeah.
I gave them the blueprint. I gave you the plate. I can't pick the fork up and feed you too. Mm-hmm. And one of the things about some of my most successful students, but since we're talking about her, she took what I gave her and went on with it, right? Okay, take everything I'm saying literally. Throw your whole brain away. Just listen to what I'm telling you right now. Once you got this part, then you can start to elevate on your own and start to use your own common sense. But a lot of people, once I'm telling them stuff, hey, I need you to go left. Yeah. Here they go. Well, what happens if I go straight? I'm telling you, go left. Yeah. I done been left 42 times. Go left first, and then you can figure out what happens when you go straight after you've done what I'm asking you to do. Okay. Most people don't come out with a blank slate. They come with their own information or their own notions. Like, all right, I know a little bit. So I'll be like, yo, throw your whole brain away. You don't know what you think you know. Mm-hmm. And that's why she was super successful so fast. Yeah.
How did your 42 contracts come about? So you had the one, took you 3 years.
Yep.
What was the process getting up to 42? That's a lot of contracts.
Just keep doing it. So my company since 2008, well, actually 2011, because that's when I got awarded my first one.
Okay.
We've been awarded over 250 plus contracts. Wow. I'm just talking about currently we still have 42 contracts active. So it's just doing the same thing over and over again, but at a high clip. So most people, when they talk about federal government contracting, they might submit 2 or 3 contracts per month. Mm-hmm. I'm submitting 20, 25 per month. I'm getting my shots up. I'm getting my shots up. Yeah. So next thing you know, when the next month come around, I'm not figuring out if I won. I know I won 5 or 6 or at least 7. And then I just keep doing it. I just keep doing it.
Yeah. So when you say won, is there, obviously you're not getting some of those contracts. Is there an impact for losing those contracts?
No, it's not an impact. Oh yeah, it is. You're learning.
Oh, okay. All right.
When you lose, you learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I've lost way more than I've won. Way more. Mm-hmm. So I've won over 250 plus contracts. I probably lost 4,000 times.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the episode. I hate to interrupt, but I had to tell you about a community that I'm a part of. It's called the Morning Meetup. It's where hundreds of entrepreneurs gather every single morning. Look, we share ideas, we motivate each other, we share our successes. It's the perfect environment for you to not only grow as an individual, but as an entrepreneur. It's hosted by my mentor, David Shands. It's every day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. It's no better way to start your day. Look, we've got a book club. Imagine hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the exact same book on the exact same chapter. You get to discuss that book and share your thoughts. It's very motivating. It empowers you, and you're ready to start your day. You get all of that for only $1. After that, it goes to $79 a month. I have no doubts that you're going to want to stay and be a part of this community. Look, I'm there every single morning, 8 a.m. The only thing we're missing is you. The link is in the description. Go ahead, click the link, try it out, join the community. Look forward to seeing you in the morning.
Maybe more than that. I've lost a whole lot, but I learned every single time, and I just got better and better and better. It's bidding, right? You're bidding. So I can't win every single time anyway. But I know I'm going to submit competitive quotes every single time, whether I win or lose.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what you mean. So when you say I'm winning, you're talking about you're putting in a packet or some information that you're saying you could do the job.
Yeah.
It's almost like applying for a job. So you're submitting your resume and all of this stuff, and they have to decide if you're the person for the job.
But when I say winning, I've actually been awarded the contract. The federal government sent me an email and say, congratulations, your company has been awarded such and such contract. Yeah. That's what I mean by winning.
Okay.
Yeah, not just submitting a proposal. I do understand when you lose, you learn, but I don't take pleasure in being second place. Mm. If I ain't winning, cool, I'm going to go at it again. Gotcha. If I ain't win this one, I'm going at it again. Mm. And that's what I mean by I'm winning a federal government contract, not just submitting the proposal. For most people, though, that's a mini win. Because most people that come to me, they don't even know how to submit a proposal. Cool, let me get you past this first hump. Let me teach you how to even submit a proposal with no proposal writer, right? With no knowledge of even how to go through the solicitation and read it and understand it.
Yeah.
So that's a mini win for some people.
Okay.
But not my high level students. We ain't talking about that. We talking about actually winning and going and then watch us repeat from there.
Okay. All right. And then what made you decide that you wanted to put this out for the world and for a course and things of that nature? Because government contracts obviously aren't new because the government's been around for who knows how long.
Yeah,
So why did you decide to share the information?
I so I was always sharing the information, right? So you got to think about it. When I'm coming from the gas station now, I ain't just riding a bicycle to work no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My shoes look a little cleaner. They must be brand new.
Yeah.
I done took a trip to Mexico. We and Jay get money to go out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they asking me questions. What are you doing? How you getting this money? Mm-hmm. So I'm already giving them the game and teaching them how I'm doing it. Some people listen, some people don't. But as I continue to just go through life, people would come to me and say, yo, you need to be teaching this at a large scale. Yeah. Shout out to my man, Jose. He one of the guys that was like, yo, you actually need to put this out.
Jose, black man with a Spanish name?
Come on with it. That's my guy, man. Shout out to him, yeah. Right. So he came to me, he was like, yo, you need to do this on a large scale and I'm gonna help you do it. And I said, let's do it. And we've been running ever since.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I know a lot of people are grateful for what you're doing because you done changed some lives.
Yeah, man. And I got to get used to that, brother. Yeah. I ain't lying. I really got to get used to hearing that I'm changing lives. I'm changing families' financial trajectory. Mm-hmm. I'm humble, but I've got to get used to just hearing that because you're right. I am changing lives. I'm just talking. Okay. I'm just talking and saying what I know and what gotten me to this point because I'm still doing it too. My company is still being awarded federal government contracts. I haven't stopped. Yeah. I haven't stopped doing what I'm doing. My information is still relevant, but I just got used to. I got to get used to hearing that. Yeah.
I love that too, man, because a lot of people are famous on social media and they're not necessarily doing the thing that they're teaching people to do, or they don't, or maybe they've never done the thing that they're teaching people to do. Maybe they never even done
it. Yeah. So I'm famous for pulling up on you. Yeah. You know what I mean? As I'm getting introduced to different groups and different social media stars, right? Yeah. I'm pulling up on them. I'm trying to figure it out. Let me see if you about this life that you telling people and teaching people, or you just understand what the information looks like and you know how to package it well. Okay. I'm pulling up on them. Yeah. And sometimes it ain't that good. Sometimes it ain't pretty. Yeah. So I just got to continue to be me, continue to be authentic. What you see online is what you get in person too. Yeah. I ain't changing. Yeah.
I can vouch for that.
My man.
Everything I've seen online, man.
My man.
You are who you say you are.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Appreciate it.
So what does it look like for next steps? What are you looking to do?
Man, so that's a good question. So obviously I'm going to continue to evolve how I'm providing the information of government contractor. I'm going to continue to evolve there. But now the federal code will enter into teaching to the school systems, high schools and colleges, because it's a thing about business and entrepreneurship. Yeah. And I think the colleges are moving in the right direction, but they're not hearing it from somebody like me. Yeah. Somebody that really, really got it from the mud, right? And now I'm going to teach you not only business strategies that's super, super simple, like consistency and communication, but then I'm going to marry that with another avenue that people don't even think about, which is leveraging somebody else's company to do the work for your company within the federal government. So I'm moving into that phase, man. We're excited, and we already off and running. We're going to a school tomorrow.
That's awesome. What's the school?
Norcom High School in Portsmouth, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So when y'all see this, your boy done already went to Norcom.
That's good, man. Yeah, I like what you're doing. Not only, like you said, for the people, but now you're taking it a step further for the education because there's a lot of stuff that's been pulled out of schools, be it trades and things of that nature. Yeah. Like they're just now pushing kids through school and they have no skill set that they can go into life with.
Man, how we using trigonometry?
Not at all.
You feel me? Like all of these subjects that they teaching us in school, how we utilize it. So now, if I can come into the school system and speak for a day or speak for 2 days or once per semester, and I'm giving them just a different way to look at something objectively, that can probably carry them through the rest of the school year and be successful and be engaged because they know, all right, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to learn, I'm going to understand it, and then I'm going to take some of these curriculum that I'm learning from the school system that's already there and apply it to my business. What I encourage kids go to. I went to college 1 year. I mean, I was cool for it, right? But I nurtured my networking skills in college. I went to Norfolk State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to Norfolk State, man. I ain't graduated, but I was good though. I understood what networking looked like. Obviously, hindsight is 2020. I thought I was just goofing off and get my skill set right with the ladies. Yeah. Right? But I was able to communicate with all groups. Yeah. And I learned that after I started talking to government officials and contract specialists and stuff like that. I was like, yo, I got a knack for it. But I realized where I built that skill set at.
Yeah. What was that knack like? So you reach out to somebody in the government. I know that can be probably kind of nerve-wracking.
For most people.
I mean, right, for most people.
Yeah, so real talk, man, I recognize that I'm not better than anybody. I'm just different.
Okay.
I instantly know I'm different. I'm not better than nobody. Mm-hmm. And I tell people I do not have the best way to do federal government contracting. I just have an effective way. Right? Mm-hmm. So when I pick up the phone to call somebody, I'm just going to be me. They're going to get to like and know me over that phone real quick because I'm not going to be super corporate. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be stuck up. I'm not going to do all this introduction stuff. Like I tell people, when you calling somebody on the phone, one of the first things you want to do is just tell them what it is.
Yeah.
Just tell them what it is. Tell them why you calling. Leave all the fluff stuff alone. Get right to it. And then you got to listen twice as much as you talk. So if they say something and you hear it, now you can interject your own personality. And now y'all can show, all the walls can come down. Yeah. And now y'all can have just a good conversation. The business going to happen. Mm-hmm. But now if I'm building rapport with you over the phone quickly and I got you laughing or thinking, you're going to give me the business.
Right.
100%.
Because even though it's the government, we're talking about federal government, state government, any kind of government. Yep. At the end of the day, it runs like a company, mm-hmm. you said, and there's still people.
Thank you. They not the government.
Right.
They somebody at home with their bad kids running around because they working from home now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They eating cereal, they watching Netflix. I just called them. And now I'm going to talk to you. I hear them bad kids in the background, shut them kids. Like, I be talking to them like that, and they laugh, and boom, I got them. They going to remember me. You know what I'm saying? They going to remember. If you remember me, then when I submit my proposal, guess what happened? Oh, that was the dude that told my kids to go in the room and be quiet. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's how I get them.
Man, that's incredible, man. My mind is blown. I'm learning so much.
That's what's up, bro. Yeah.
And I appreciate everything. I got something that I love to do on the show.
Okay.
It's called Success Leaves Clues Podcast.
Let's do it.
So I like to point out a couple of clues that I picked up from the interview, and I'm quite sure the audience is going to pick up a whole lot more.
Let's do it.
All right. So one that I got from you, obviously authentic.
Yes.
Always be yourself. You're talking about how you're able to network and get into certain rooms and groups of people because you are yourself no matter where you go.
Yes, sir.
Another thing that I picked up on is your drive. And you talk about even back in 2008, you always had the drive for excellence.
Yeah.
To be the best in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Right.
Super competitive.
Yeah. And then your heart, man, that you care for people.
Appreciate it, man.
You care for people. You're out there giving education for the kids, financial literacy for the kids. Mm-hmm. And I think that's huge. I don't think any business can grow without caring for something outside of a monetary gain.
Yes, sir. You know? I agree with you, man. Those key elements just keep me, number one, my circle is small, right? Even though I'm getting introduced to new people and I get introduced to new groups, I keep my circle small so they can humble me. All right, Jay, I don't know what you're talking about. You're getting a little Hollywood, chill out. And they can bring me back down to reality because I got to keep the things that's important to me in the forefront of my mind so my message can be clear. My message can be sincere and authentic. And I'm going to keep that with me.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Man, appreciate it, man.
Thanks
you,
for your time.
Yes, sir.
And until next time, Success Leaves Clues Podcast.